I would say that before I became a Christian, I felt that there was no need of God because actually I was good. So I didn't really grow up with a strong faith, if any faith at all. I don't know how familiar you are with the christening process, but basically the parents speak the vows on behalf of the child. So the parents are promising to bring the child up in the way of God, and so we have to say certain things. For instance, we have to say that we're turning to Christ and that we're turning from evil. And it was most peculiar because as I said those words, I heard in my ears very clearly the words, "You're a liar." And each time I said what was required, I heard again, "You are a liar." Some months later, maybe even a year later, these things often aren't very quick. The local church invited me to supper, just with a group of other people, just to talk about, the principles of faith, and enjoyed the evening where I felt effectively demolishing all the arguments for Christianity. And after a very nice evening, and they were very gracious to me in all their responses, I turned to go home. Something happened to me that had never happened before, and in that intensity has never happened since. It was as if I was filled with electricity. I just suddenly had such an intense feeling, and the only way I could verbalize it was that Jesus was the truth. Truth. Career is quite important to us blokes, and I was very fixed on my career. I decided early on that whatever tree I climbed, I was going to get to the top of that tree. And I happened to choose one of the professions, accountancy. I became a chartered accountant. I was on fast track promotion within one of the top 4 firms in the country. And I really enjoyed my work. It gave me a sense of status, gave me a sense of entitlement, satisfaction, obviously well paid. And then, of course, when I became a Christian, I started to see other priorities coming up. We were going on holiday, and we'd stopped at a lay-by, and my wife was taking our children to sort of, make them comfortable in the toilet, and I was waiting on the other side of the car park. And as I looked across, I realised I didn't really know them. And I just suddenly felt a sense that I had got my life balance wrong. You see, faith is a relationship between you and Jesus. So God is looking at your heart. He doesn't look at the outworkings. The difficulty that we have in this culture is we judge so readily by outside appearances, don't we? We just look at someone and we instantly judge. Good, bad. But God's not like that. He looks at the heart. And of course the heart is what motivates us. You see, because before faith, you are basically serving your own ego. The ideal would be that our ego would be fully subject to the will of God. But of course it isn't, because we're human. It's a journey that we're on. Life is a journey, not a destination. So I sense in myself, ongoing change. I've often said I'm so thankful I'm not the man I was. And I celebrate that I'm not the man I'm going to be. Well, we all have a lot of struggles in life, don't we? The older we get, the more we've had. But one in particular that sticks out was a few years ago. I was at death's door from asthma, and I was in hospital for 2 weeks while they patched me up and turned me around. So inevitably that was a bit of a struggle because I had a wife, I had children. So my faith was a great fortitude then to me, because I believed that God would provide, and that if it was my time to go, then he would provide for the family, he would look after my family. So Jesus has an intimate personal relationship with me as an individual. It says in the Bible, he has called me and redeemed me by name. The reason you love him, of course, because of what he's done for you in your life. He has transformed my life.